Hello traders, good day to all of you and happy new year in advance. Today officially it is 31st in my country, so and it is 2.2 to 30 a.m. So let's start NSD, New Zealand dollar and CHF. Let's go to 12 hours, 12 months or yearly chart so we understand as the 23 has completed here. And if you guys see that since 80 to 1980 to till date 43 years, New Zealand dollar has never hit so low, and this is the year where it hit it the most to reach to the lowest point against CHF, Swiss franc. And there is a glimpse of light here. If we want to see positively, then we can, but I'm not very optimistic about it because last year, this year 2023, still we are in this year, it has lost more than 561 pips. Not a matter of joke. It's a very big devaluation of New Zealand dollar against the Swiss franc. But the optimistic thing I have found here, that if you can see that it couldn't break the structure this time. Every time it broke the structure, most of the cases. Here this is the in 2020 it went to the lowest, and it was something like 0.53, and this year it closed above that 0.5308, and in 2020 it went to 25303, so 5 pips above the lowest mark last year, because the body of the candle is the official closing we should count. And here it retraced back. If you see it retraced back around 124 pips. That is the shadow we have, but every time it tried to move upward, it failed all the way. And you guys can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, for the last 7 years the New Zealand dollar is getting devalued against Swiss franc. So this is the take we have in yearly curve, yearly time frame. Now let's move to monthly, and here is the same thing in monthly. The possible thing which I have found positive or being bullish biased about New Zealand dollar and CHF is for some other reason. And you guys can see this is the lowest point it reached in 20, and it is just lying on the top of that. If we draw a curve here, okay, if we draw a curve, still it couldn't break it, the what you say, the trend still is intact so far. But the positive side we can see here, it has a bearish, then it has a engulf bullish. Again it was bearish, and again it got bullish, it failed, and it was not 50% of the previous bearish, and again it got bullish here, it was not 50% of this bearish, and again it got bearish. It just almost engulf, or we can say that it is a dark cloud cover of this. But the positive side here, I marked that this was the lowest point it created in the last 3 months, but for the last 2 months it is creating higher low. If you guys can see that this is creating higher low, this guy is a higher low in compared to this guy. Let me remove this so you guys can see in other way. So this is the lower low, this is higher low, and this is again higher low. So but we don't have any traction or momentum on the bullish side, and that is the most worried thing. And also this couldn't engulf the previous bullish one. So out of this 2-3 context, I can say that this month we may have a bullish upward traction of the New Zealand dollar against CHF. However, I do like to mention that it is the only currency that Swiss franc which has gained the highest against the US dollar this month. It is around 1.37% almost. It gained in the last month. So considering this, I am not very optimistic, but analyzing the structure of the market, you guys can see that still it is remained within the uh, trend line. It didn't showed any significant changes, but at the same time for the last 1 2 3 4 months it is not going down anymore, and it is the ranging and creating some potential. Either it will go down or it will move upward. So just to consider the whole thing, I cannot provide you any range. Even I can define the range, but where the range is immaterial because the trend line is very strong still now, and whenever it tried to reach the trend line, it was pushed back into this region. So until anything is broken here, I am not very optimistic now. So let's get to weekly even, and if we go weekly, you can see again it is made a lower low, and it went from here it went up. It couldn't break the previous one, or this was the previous one. It couldn't break it. It came back and created a lower low again, okay, in short range, and again it went up and it created a higher low. This is one higher low, this is another higher low, and this is the point it is stopped at the moment. So I am expecting that if we consider weekly event, we don't have any double bottom. Here we did have a double bottom. If we think this as a double top, and it has made 50% and it started coming down. So New Zealand dollar is not that much strong. On the contrary, the interest rate is the highest on New Zealand dollar, and in compared to that, the interest rate of the Swiss franc is one third of it. If I'm not wrong, the New Zealand dollar is 5.50, whereas the CHF is 1.75, almost just one third, a little bit higher than one third of New Zealand dollar interest in compared to that. So this is one thing which can stabilize the price for the time being. But if people start taking shelter in Swiss franc after the rate cut of US dollar, as declared that Jeremy Powell, that he is going to start lowering the interest rate from US dollar from 5.5 to 5 or maybe 5.25 in first quarter, and continue to do so all along the year 2024. So people may, if we have all these pairs, the first thing people start taking shelter in gold or CHF or JPY. New Zealand dollar is not that much demanded as a shelter for such issues. At that time it will create more havoc here, more problem here. So this is one issue we need to in consideration of the fundamentals. Now as far as market is concerned, I am not too much optimistic in this until this thing is broken, to be honest with you. This thing needs to be broken. So on short range, if we move today, let me take it out. We don't need it in all time frame, otherwise it will create problem for us. In only month we require, maybe in week we can show it, no problem. So let's move it today to in day time frame. What we are watching now is this. You see here, guys, it came from here. If we consider this, it's a very long downtrend, okay, So it created lower low, higher lower high here. It went up. It failed to break this area or this area. So it created a lower higher low. It came down, make a lower low, and again it is moving around here and creating all this ranging at the moment. And if we see here, it has tried to break out of this region, this particular price of 0.54 or 53. You can see how many times, 1 2 3. If I mark it, it will be easy for you guys from here. If we mark it a little bit higher, let's say here, you guys can see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 times it tried to break out of this zone, this 53.99 or 54, whatever you say. This is the region where it tried to break out and it failed very miserably. Now what happened here, that it failed to break on the downside also. It came down here once, twice, thrice, fourth, fifth time. Okay, so let's mark it, and let's mark it this region also. So this is the place it is working for the last 1 2 3 4. Maybe it is ranging in this area for the last November, 2nd of November to till date, which is almost more than 2 months. I beg your pardon, 2 months it is ranging here. My best take is from here, that see this is most unpredictable, because with such a big shadow, the next day it's supposed to go up, but it failed. At the same time, such a big shadow, it's supposed to calm down. It didn't. So it is not actually maintaining any particular market structure at the moment. It is on free wheel, rather I say. So if you take any trade on this, what I am going to do is going to range only this area for the time being, and this is the mark I should put. Let's not put in this context. I rather put it in different context, so you guys can take trade if you want to, rather than moving around. This is the 54 mark, is very important for this guy. Okay, and here it should be 50 to 98, 53. So this is 100 pips range. This should be 53, something like this. Okay, and this is 53, something like this. But my take is here that this guy has the range right now is this, plain and simple. This is the range it has. This is the range it is working. That is the highest we can consider for the last 2 months. And within this range, if the price remains within this range, then there is no point. I don't see any traction. So first thing is here that any movement beyond this upper side will take the trade, or lower side of this trade. Now let me define something else also that I have mentioned in my last video, that this is created a cup here, and a handle has been created long back, and it has fulfilled the cup and handle pattern long back already. Can you guys see? Hold on, let me show you. This is, it has fulfilled exactly the cup and handle. Okay guys, it is very clear, the cup and handle, but it never break out of the neck. It never break this neckline. It failed to break this neckline for a single time even. It tried a lot of time, 13-14 times, but it failed and it came down, and now it is trying to reach the lower side of the handle, but here it also is showing something different. It didn't touch even the lower side of the handle, so it may go up or down, I don't know. My take is simple. is that I will depending on the price action on daily, not even 4 hourly, because 4 hourly doesn't give any clear sign. If you guys can see, nothing is clear here. Nothing is clear.